Hello, welcome to The State, and thank you for choosing us. The show is brought to you by Christian Service University, located in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. My name is 𝐖𝐓𝐕 I'll be back shortly with the details. Please don't go away.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240-154825, or 0244-596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odenaho Kwadaso on the Kumasi-Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
Sorry, not sure.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Get ready for a transformational morning experience.
Sorena Shrine is here to build our spirituality, mental and physical well-being.
Through positive, inspiring actions and stories.
We bring you exciting activities and conversations that develop us as a people and as a nation.
We take a look at the trending issues in Ghana and the rest of the world.
And we also review the impacting stories from our local newspapers.
Every morning, we bring you stories of hope, change, and renewal.
We empower you through the Word of God and provoke you to live the purposeful life destined for you.
Join us, Anita Kwako
and the Reverend 𝐼𝐓𝐕 𝐊𝐴𝐚, Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we take you on an inspiring journey, live and exclusively on WTV.
You may also join us on Facebook at WTV Ghana and on YouTube at Wesleyan TV Ghana.
Sorry, not Shrine.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Sorena Shrine is brought to you by
Danwell Insurance, Multi-Credit Savings and Loans,
and the Methodist University Ghana.
Welcome back. Let us do W Briefs. On W Briefs, what we do is just to give you a summary of the topic for discussion for the day. So there are a group of professionals who shape the future of students and drive education progress. Yes, your guess is right. I'm talking about teachers. They say all professions can boast, but the teacher taught them all. We also say that the teacher's reward is in heaven. 5th October is observed every year globally as World Teachers Day. This year's celebration coincided with the Ghana Teachers Prize Award, which was held in Kumasi on the 5th. The Minister of Education gave some directives and mentioned so many other things. A kindergarten teacher in the SDA school in Medina was adjudged the outstanding teacher of the year. She went home with a 3-bedroom house. On the state this afternoon, we are assessing the state of the Ghanaian teacher. I guess you are very much interested in learning about your teacher or the profession called teaching. I'll be back and I will introduce my guest to you. Stay with me.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240 154825, or 0244 596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odeneho Kwadaso on the Kumasi-Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
Welcome back. So on the stage this afternoon, we are assessing the state of the Ghanaian teacher in the light of the observance of the World Teachers Day, which took place on the 5th of October. So today, if you were taught by a teacher, stay glued to the set and you find out more about your teacher, whether your teacher is happy or not, whether you are making him or her happy or not. The show is sponsored by Christian Service University, which is an evangelical liberal arts institution established 50 years ago to train men and women with ethical values for transformational leadership in Africa. Admission for the 2024-2025 academic year is in progress for undergraduate and postgraduate programs. CSU offers dynamic academic and industry-driven programs in nursing, midwifery, business administration, communication, planning, and computer science. For more information, please contact our admission relations officers on 02462 75 0240154825 0244596603, or visit our website on www.csu.edu.gh. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa. CSU, the university of choice. So we are joined in the studio to lead in the discussion, a conversation on assessing the state of the teacher by the Director for Pre-Tertiary Education and also the General Manager for Schools, the Methodist Church Ghana, the very Reverend Francis Kojo Enusin. Very Reverend Sir, welcome to the state.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Today I am tempted to address you either as a Osofo or a classroom teacher, typical classroom teacher.
You're welcome.
So we looking at the state of the Ghanaian teacher vis-a-vis the commemoration of the World Teachers Day over the weekend. So to start with, let me ask. I'm interested in knowing what the celebration observation is about. But who is a teacher?
Right. Thank you very much, my brother and friend. Let me first say hi to all viewers, and especially my family, my wife, and my staff, Mrs. Marian Duncan, Mr. 𝐖𝐓𝐕 Calvin, Arthur, my transport officer, Joe Achu, and all others. I salute all of you. And I want to thank God for all teachers that I'm privileged to have associated with. That is, I pass through their hands. God bless them all, including my parents. Right. The teacher is a very, very important question, and I'm happy you asked this. He is someone who helps learners to acquire knowledge. A teacher is someone who develops skills in learners or students. A teacher is someone who mentors learners and students. He sees, shapes them, he shapes them for the future. A teacher is someone who guides them and helps them to attain their academic and other personal goals. Remember, not always and not only academic, but also in individuals, as they are growing, they would have goals, could be personal, could be academic, and the teacher is one who guides them to attain all these. So these are a few characteristics about a teacher. When you see someone is a teacher, he does these things effectively.
So we say that teaching is a profession. Some say it's a passion. So who is a professional teacher?
The professional teacher, I've already indicated some of the roles that he plays, but the professional teacher is one who does this, but he really has great passion as he does these things. He is not under any form of compulsion. He is not being forced to do that. In addition to this, he's one who is licensed. And the license makes him a professional teacher. The license gives him the mandate to operate in any jurisdiction as one who imparts knowledge, as one who guides people to, or learners to employ the skills of critical learning skills, to be analytical in their approach, and to be problem solvers.
Problem solvers.
Yeah,
I love the last word that you mentioned, problem solvers. I'm asking you to tell who a professional teacher is, because sometimes we hear terms like it's a pupil teacher, there's a professional teacher, and the dichotomy is always between the public schools, where we have trained teachers.
Yes.
I want to believe there are those we call licensed teachers. We'll come to World Teachers Day, but I want to look at the licensing of the teachers and then vis-a-vis the pupil teacher. How come that if we have all the licensed teachers in the public schools, we claim that the others are pupil teacher, but they end up doing better or well than those trained licensed teachers? What could account for that?
Thank you very much. Let me make a few explanations and description. The teacher, professional teacher, should have passed through an institution of learning, college of education, and in the past, training colleges, we call them. The teacher would have passed through the walls and passed his examination, all the examinations required, and we were good to go. Now, the pupil teacher is one who has not passed all the examination, or has not passed through the walls of a training college, but has passion. Someone may pass through the public school up to Form 4, or even the senior high school, the secondary school, and then waiting before he steps out, he would engage with someone with passion, would engage in the art of teaching. Other younger people for a fee, to save for school or anything. That one is a pupil teacher. Now, the art of licensing has been developed in order to really set the tone ready, to make the teacher a professional. You know, anyone could be in the classroom.
Exactly.
And impart knowledge. Yes. However, the state believes that it's very important to ensure that we have the right people in the classroom. People have been mandated to be in the classroom and to do just that. And so, having passed your examinations in your College of Education, you need to write the licensure examination. That sets you apart from the doctor. That sets you apart from the electrician. That sets you apart from any other professional. And when you attain that license, then you are fully a professional.
Great. The licensure, you know, it was introduced not too long ago.
Yes.
Hitherto, when you go to the training college and you come out, you are stationed.
You are already good to go.
And your people complained. When I say your people, I'm now addressing you as director and general manager of school. They complained, and some are still complaining. We, those out there, cannot fathom why a teacher cannot pass licensure exam, and why they should kick against it, and why they should complain.
You see, it's a new thing that has been rolled out. And preparing for an examination requires that you have some past information and that you could prepare with, past questions, I mean. And for the licensure, since it's a new thing, many do not have access to past questions of that nature. And they go in there actually very scared and unsure of themselves. And one other thing, the questions are really set well, not difficult, but the solutions provided are very, very similar. They look very much alike. So making a choice, yes, is difficult for one who has not studied his stuff, one who is not prepared to, who has not been prepared well to write that particular examination. And the failure rate, you know, kept increasing. But of late, I believe
it's improving.
It's improving, but gradually it's improving.
We are happy it's improving, because we get worried that if we don't pass, the teacher will cane us. How come the teacher goes to write, he doesn't pass?
And he doesn't pass. It's a very
So let's talk about the World Teachers' Day that the UNESCO established some time ago. What is it all about?
Thank you. In 1994, UNESCO established this World Teachers' Day to commemorate what was established in 1966 between, that is, UNESCO and ILO. And the purpose of this was to actually ensure that the status of the teacher is really, you know, acknowledged. The World Teachers' Day offers the opportunity for communities, the nations around, to really get to, how do I put it, appreciate the role of the teacher, his role as a teacher, to really appreciate that one. Not only that, it offers opportunity for the state and communities to appreciate the teacher. Also to acknowledge the shortcomings where there are no teachers, and to make provision for such. These are some of the high points of the celebration of the program. One day. But I would say that it's a very, very good thing, since the teacher in in our own place, who is not so much acknowledged or appreciated, it offers the opportunity for that. It's a one day. I'm very, very grateful to the state for what is happening now, the Teacher Prize Day. But I want to assure you, it's something that should extend beyond the few who have received honors. It's something that should be about 1 week for appreciation of teachers all over the community. And I believe that as much as those well-deserving teachers receive national recognition, all the others in the communities will also receive some recognition of some sort. It's a good thing. We must extend it.
And I think your outfit at the 51st conference that was held in Kumasi recently, I saw that some teachers were honored, they were recognized, and I thought it was in the right direction. So the celebration of the World Teachers Day also looks at promoting the rights of the teacher.
Exactly.
So what are the rights and responsibilities of the teacher?
Sure. Before I get there, I want to salute the Minister of Education, Honorable 𝐖𝐓𝐕 𝐊𝐚𝐬𝐞ɛ𝐛ɔ. One of the things he said, and I think it will go a long way to help discipline in our schools and improve our educational institutions. And that is, before one gets to
the testimonials that
exactly,
we'll get there. It's a lesson on its own. We'll look at discipline on its own and how the teacher's transformative role comes in. So we'll save that one. We'll get there. Now let's look at the rights and of the teacher and the responsibilities.
Yes, the teacher has the role, or he is responsible for imparting knowledge to learners. That's his responsibility. To mentor by way of lifestyle, behavior, language, dressing, to actually impart on the lives of the learners and the students. It's his responsibility to give feedback also. You know, assessing students' performance, he must provide that. So he has some responsibilities. I mean, I could go on. At the same time, you know, for many, it became a challenge some years back that parents take, you know, a stance against teachers who try to enforce discipline. And they believe that the teacher has no right whatsoever to attempt to instill discipline in the learners. So you try to do that, and the whole community will come at you. Teachers also have rights. One, they must be provided with the resources, materials that they need to use in their endeavor. The teacher is quite, you know, human, and as far as development, professional development is concerned, the teacher should be equipped with such in order to develop in this area, in order to make more impact in that area. These are a few of the rights of the teacher we could
mention at the moment.
Right.
So viewers, if you are just joining us, you are still on The State, and this afternoon we are looking at the state of the Ghanaian teacher in the light of the observance of the World Teachers Day on the 5th of October. And then we are joined in the studio, or joining in the discussion, or leading in the discussion this afternoon is the very Reverend Francis Kojo Enusin. He is Director Pre-Tertiary Education and also General Manager of Schools for the Methodist Church in Ghana. We've looked at who a teacher is, who a professional teacher is, a pupil teacher, dichotomy and the dynamics. We've looked at that. We have looked at the rights and responsibilities of the teacher. And we are going to talk about what I know you are interested in, the challenges faced by the Ghanaian teacher. What is the state, the real state? We see, we hear. Some say the teacher's reward is in heaven. Is your reward in heaven? And what is the state now before you get to heaven?
Right. Thank you. Yes, my reward as a Christian, as a teacher, is in heaven. But God blesses me as I move along. Yes, the teacher in Ghana faces a number of problems. You know, every institution has its own challenges, and the teacher is no exception. Now, to begin with, in no particular order, infrastructure, limited infrastructure, inadequate infrastructure is one of the major challenges that the Ghanaian teacher faces as we speak. There are many of our schools that have buildings that are poorly ventilated, and the lighting is not so good. And this poses a challenge for the teacher. He will have to stand in there and discharge his responsibility to the best of his ability. Don't forget that he could end up coming up with eyesight challenges because of the dark nature of the room. And to add to that, at the moment, because of the free education, enrollment is very, very high in our schools. And it is very, very difficult now to get a school, a public school, where the teacher could easily walk through aisles, move in and out to assist the learners as they go about their learning, responsibilities. And that is also a major challenge. Now, if the enrollment is high, it also means that you have a lot of work to attend to, marking. And where you have about 60 is the least to attend to. And there are many assignments, composition, that is essay writing, and we have, of course, objectives, which are very easy to do. I mean, math, mathematics is there, science is there, and you have over 60 people or pupils or students in the classroom. It's a challenge.
Yeah, that brings me not to button, but the standards. Let me do some benchmarking because of the student-teacher ratio you just mentioned. Great. What is the standard? Because if one teacher to 60 people, that is huge, and that is what you've mentioned.
Yes.
What is the standard ratio?
In the past, used to be 45
in a classroom.
In a classroom, but we have moved from there to, if you ask me of a standard now, I will hesitate. I will not, because if the enrollment is large, you cannot turn away. It is not prudent to turn away the pupils or the students. And we have an ideal enrollment. Yes, we can talk about that. But for now, I tell you, 60, you are blessed.
It could get more than
because that. It could get more than that. Yes, it could get more than that. Even 70 plus and all that.
One teacher.
Yes, and this is a problem for teachers. They are human. And going around, and remember, in fact, the state believes that it's time we move into the era of inclusiveness, where you could have a normal child. When I say normal child, one with no impairment or impediment, and then, but where inclusiveness is concerned, you could have any other
with disabilities and special needs
in the same classroom.
They need to manage all of them together.
To manage all of them and get them to the point of good delivery. You see, that is a challenge. The other challenge that I could speak of is the professional challenges. Professional in the sense that it affects their delivery. We thank God for the recent introduction of the PLC, Professional Learning Community, where staff members come together to discuss and plan in subject areas. It's a good thing. But I assure you, Ghana is trying to move in a positive direction in that we are getting to the stage where we want our students and our learners to be analytical in thinking, to be critical thinkers and problem solvers. Now, what this means is that we'll need more professional development. In our situation, the teacher may ask to go on a study leave, and it's not automatic. We'll look at numbers and be able to plan them. So some may get the permission or not, others may not. But remember, we want to turn out graduates that are good, graduates that are well equipped, who know their stuff, who have really been trained and have the holistic training. What this means is that the state must really develop a kind of system that will allow.
State, you mean the country,
the nation.
I thought my shoe.
We should develop a kind of system that will allow for professional development of teachers along the line as we move in the course of the year. You know, there could be short-term ones, medium-term ones, and long-term ones, which they acquire at the university and other learning areas. Okay. So there are professional challenges also that call for attention. And as we have mentioned, the ratio of teacher.
That's teacher-student ratio.
Yes.
Yeah. Surprisingly,
let me add something.
Yeah. Let me see if it is what I'm expecting. One major one you have not mentioned about the teacher. Let me see if that is what you are coming to say next.
Well, government have done so well by providing a form of allowance that will assist teachers in their professional development. In fact, we salute government for that. And even in recent times, it has been increased, I think 100%. However, it's a one-time provision. But the whole year, the teacher is in the classroom. The whole year, the teacher ought to be innovative, creative, and plan, meet deadlines and needs. As we salute the ministry, we pray that we'll get to the point where every month there'll be something for the teacher to fall on in order to achieve his professional mandate.
Wonderful. So you mentioned allowance. I was going to ask that your salaries have improved. You don't complain about salary because you don't mention. I was hoping that would be the number one.
Salaries, although they are not the best. They are not the best at all, but at least it's something that I would have come to that in the sense that I had an experience.
Share with us.
I was on a mission somewhere out there, and we had opportunity. I was with another minister. And we got to a place, it was for evangelism. And the place, we went to survey the place. And we heard there was they had a very big market day. So we said, let's go, we might get some things cheap. And of course, when you go to the market, you need to bargain. And we're set for that. In the course of bargaining, the woman asked, Jama, who your teacher? Just because we were bargaining very well for a particular product. This is to say that the teacher's salary has not been good from the past. Of course, in recent times, there have been changes, but there is still room for improvement. And one other challenge that we need to address in relation to salary is that in urban areas, the challenge of the teacher is very, very huge. Depending on where you get to stay, you need to pay a lot. But some of them, after paying, need to trek long distances to get to where they teach.
That is those in the urban
areas. And it's a big disincentive that needs to be addressed. Those in the rural areas are promised a package for being in the rural areas. it's been there for a long time, but I doubt if they enjoy it. So these are some of the major challenges.
Yeah, sometimes you are posted. When I was going to do my national service, I was really interested in teaching. Though I read journalism and PR, I really wanted to teach because you get close and you get opportunity to impact somebody.
Right.
But I was placed in an institution bigger than. But you go and you realize that some of the teachers where they are posted to, they have to cross rivers.
Sure.
The risk at just moving from one place to another, and then sometimes accommodation challenges, communities don't accept them. So you ask yourself that is teaching a noble profession? If you ask children which professions will you do or will you like to, would they mention teaching? We'll be back and I'll take your thought on whether teaching is a noble profession. Viewers, we will take a quick break, and when we are back, we are looking at teaching, we are still looking at the challenges, and then the way forward. We are looking at the teacher and his profession being noble, and then the issue of discipline will come right and look at that. Stay with me, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240-154825, or 0244-596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odeneho Kwadaso on the Kumasi-Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. Don't come yo, don't call me. Ghana for Methodist Asafoma. WTV 𝐖𝐓𝐕 5 years. Hooray! Na enam �ɛmfie fidida. WTV AD&T. Or yet don't call me promo. And it says, "Sawo ya Ghana ni na wo business. Ana adwumakuo bi a wo pese obon ho dawura." WTV say, "Ye ba betwa adwumakuo no anaso wadwa tonde no. Ya bo ho dawuro na wotwe mienu 2 weeks at the amount. 1,000 Ghana cedis per a wo betua. Wei eye kwan a WTV efa so e de adawase say, "What time the chief? I'm my room pempenswa and never drink." Some promo here didn't was so kakra and I Yanunti, Muamu, Maku, Mopesa Mopo Dawuno, Muntutumrika, Namomrai, Fred WTV, Nani Penfoning Como, Emfa don't call me promo 0593 110733, and now WhatsApp 0256 253461. WTV, reaching out to the world.
Welcome back from the break. You are still on the state. This afternoon, we are looking at the Ghanaian teacher, the state of the Ghanaian teacher. You have heard so many things and so much about the Ghanaian teacher. You have been taught by a teacher. We've been looking at the state of the Ghanaian teacher, and the Director for Pre-Tertiary Education and General Manager of Schools for the Methodist Church, very Reverend Francis Kojo Enusin, is the one who's been throwing more light, in fact, opening our eyes to the challenges of the teaching profession and what really the teacher goes through to make you that refined and better person that you have been. Just before we went on break, I was asking very Reverend why, if you ask a child to choose any of the professions, teaching will not be the first. Whether teaching is a noble profession. Papa, does it still exist? Is it a noble profession?
Teaching is a very noble profession. I say this on the strength that the teacher imparts knowledge, and the teacher impacts future generations. It's a very powerful thought if you really care to meditate on that, because the values that you display, they are carried over by your learners. The ethics that you teach them or that you live by, these are carried by learners and students. And remember, the teacher is put on a very high pedestal. The standard, we have an expectation of the teacher. The teacher, in fact, impacts the economy by helping people to attain to their career choice and the careers they engage in. As a parent, you would share with your child and try to instill in her or him a thought of being someone in a certain career. But the child will come to school, and with the support that we give the child will be in a position to make a very good choice for himself. The parents also make very good choice at times. But I want to assure you, the teacher helps the students to make these informed choice. It's a very noble profession. The teacher is the one who is sought out in any area of jurisdiction when help is needed for direction, for writing, for counsel. He's a counselor. As far as emotional intelligence is concerned, I assure you, the teacher stands tall.
Stands tall. But these are all, will I say, ideals that you've espoused that the teacher, but they're not tangibles, because the young child wants to see the banker who drives a flashy car, lives in a huge story building, puts on flashy clothing and all that, but they don't see the teacher like that. The teacher is in brown, in sandals, chalk is entering the eye with the cane. The teacher retires and he has no place to lay. They go to the teacher's room and it's coffee table, and that's why
you are talking about things that used to happen in the past. Let me tell you, when I was in class 3, the school I attended had other nationals, services primary, 𝗟𝗓𝐸. My friend and I wanted to be taxi drivers. But as I grew further and I interacted with teachers, I realized that that was not the way to go. I had strength to do better and other things. I remember one of my teachers, Mr. 𝐻𝐕, we called him Mr. P. Let me salute him. He's late. He realized my strength, and after school hours, he allowed me to visit his home. And he took me through one of the subjects which clashed. I read literature in school, and that clashed with another art subject. But he realized my strength and knew that it would help me. He didn't know I wasn't a born-again Christian even at that time. But then, he took me to his home, and at evenings, he would tutor me, even whilst his food had not been prepared. I mean, he had time for me and would prepare me. Eventually, I did well and was able to continue to the sixth form. That's why I'm saluting him. Now, that is a very noble job, don't you think?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
And for all you know, I've also been in gatherings when one person would recognize his old teacher and support him. Go out to support him. In fact, it was impressive. In the past, that is why I said in the past, the salary was so bad. But now it's not as bad as in the past. Now, teachers themselves are, because they are innovative in recent times, some are entrepreneurs.
Sure.
And in many other areas. So that sordid picture that used to be
is no more.
Is no more.
It's no more.
Yes.
It's
yes.
no more. It is,
Not all that glitters is gold.
Exactly.
Remember.
Exactly.
Sure. So the children in their youthful minds would want to go for those flashy things. But soon they'll be guided by the teacher who has a lot of emotional intelligence. And they themselves would also be infected. I'm using the word infected, quote unquote. They would also benefit from that emotional intelligence, discover themselves, be able to manage their lives and identify their careers and possible areas.
And that is what the teacher does for that person, that total transformation. Let me bring you to leadership and then management in the teaching space with regards to policy. And what is the role of the teacher in that?
Yeah, I'm very happy you asked this question because yes, teachers are on the ground and they implement the policies that are drawn by the ministry and all that. And this is a very, very delicate area. The stakeholder, the teacher, I'm referring to the teacher as a stakeholder, and it's a major stakeholder as that. I believe that in recent times, if the teacher were, involved so much in making the policies, it will go a long way to give us a stable kind of educational system where there wouldn't be breaks and, manageable challenges with the teacher, as part of policy makers,
the formulation
very much involved, and his opinions respected. It will go a long way to help our system and improve.
So policy makers, please let's involve the teachers in the formulation and implementation of the policies. So the Honorable Minister of Education, I doff my hat to that man. He's doing wonderful. He's doing very wonderful, and he has the passion. That is why I am tempted to believe that when they say teaching is a passion, I see it more as passion than it being a salaried job. It is a passion. He's driving it. He mentioned recent development in discipline in our schools. The O'Reilly case is an instance, just the immediate one that we are looking at. He's saying that soon, before you go to university, the university will have to require that you bring a testimonial, you bring something that proves that you had good character whilst in school. Do you share in that proposal? Yes, as I said earlier, I doff my hat for that. It will go a long way to improve discipline. You can just imagine that before an examination on social media, students will have cutlasses with them, brandishing them, showing and making threats. Now the teacher is an invigilator. One of the challenges, during your work as an invigilator, you could come on a head-on collision with some of these students who have nothing good but evil to offer. You see, so if all students get the information, if this is really implemented and implemented well, the problem of truancy during examination will be a thing of the past. During the final days of examination, some students will not go to school in waiting for what they call apo. They will just begin truancy. But with this, knowing that the school will be keeping records, and that record will be needed at the next level, I believe that it will help with discipline. Students will comport themselves, even at the basic level. If it's also implemented, and we have this challenge rearing its ugly head down at the basic level, that for long days and months, some students actually refuse to attend. You can get hold of their parents in order to call them to order. And so I believe that it's a very
good thing.
Laudable policy if introduced. Let me ask you again, tying it to the O'Reilly incident. It was alleged that the teachers sat down on consent when the young boys were involved in that fisticuff, and they claim that the teachers said that they've been asked not to interfere in touch the children also. That is how come they didn't also. Is there a directive like that when your students are misbehaving, or you can't? I think they linked it to corporal punishment. Punishment.
You see, before one passes judgment on the teachers, we'll need the facts of the matter before we could pass. Experience.
Now they attributed it to corporal punishment. We are not to.
We do not know how the whole thing started, and I cannot say that the teachers did not attempt to bring order in the school or to stop the boys from engaging in that. For all you know, we do not know the threats that had gone on before the examination or what surrounded the fight itself. But I want to put on record that it is my responsibility as a teacher, as a counselor, as a mentor, to ensure safety for all my students.
Your students. Okay.
It's my responsibility.
Thank you very much, very Reverend Francis 𝐘𝐲𝐸, Director Pre-Tertiary Education and General Manager of Schools Methodist Church Ghana, for throwing the light on the teaching profession. It is a noble profession. And like they say, the teacher is like a candle. He burns himself to light the way for others. So the teacher consumes or burns himself so that he will light the way for others. All other professions can boast, but the teacher taught them all. I want to salute my teachers at the primary school. I don't know where they are now. They were at the Liberty Avenue 1 Basic School, now Reverend N.H. Bruce Memorial, Miss Opokia, and very Reverend Sarah Redu, who discovered the leader in me. My class 6 teacher, Mr. Seth Amano, the canes, the lashes, the discipline. It has formed me into the gentleman that I have become. We salute all teachers, and we pray that, just like very Reverend has mentioned, all the conditions necessary for the teacher to operate and work well and make sure that they form a holistic being who will not be a burden on society is provided. We love our teachers. We salute you, and God bless teachers. We wish that more of such will be done in the course of the year, like very Reverend Innocent suggested, not just one day. If a whole week will be declared a Teachers Week, where we'll celebrate and salute. Go and look for that your teacher who shaped your life. Go and look for that your teacher who made you who you are. Even if you didn't get to where you expected to be, please, a teacher made it possible. Go and look for that teacher. We are back on Wednesday on The State with another interesting topic. We salute all teachers, particularly those of you at the Methodist Health Education Unit, for the good job you are doing.
General
Director. We salute all of you. General Director, very Reverend Nana Danyame and your team. All those who are making the Infantipim and the Wesley girls who they are, the pride of the nation. We salute you, all teachers. The Bishop, and we salute all of you for being there. Thank you for joining us on The State. We are back on Wednesday. Goodbye.